good, y'all? We got more updates from the courthouse. Trap Lord Ross, he must have taken that feedback, said, hey, I'm really going to be a journalist. Now, remember OTF JAM? We're going to get the update from Trap Lord. Then we're going to go back to a conversation 2 years ago when I asked Wack about the OTF JAM dude, and he wanted to speak his piece because everybody was calling him an informant. And look where we are today. Let's get to it.
So I'm here at the federal courthouse after the Lil Durk hearing, and we just had some very, very interesting information about, possibly the most well-known alleged cooperator in this case, OTF JAM. Now, there was a crazy back and forth where they brought up a bunch of things about JAM. They said that the song Back Again was going to be used, and I'm not going to lie, I was happy to hear that because that's like one of my favorite songs. But obviously, in that song, he talks about, JAM got out of that jam, I gave him 50,000, he ain't got to ask again. Well, they're basically saying that JAM is going to testify and cooperate and say that 50,000 that Durk gave him that he rapped about in Back Again, which bear in mind was made before King Von even died, but JAM is going to testify and say that he believes that he was given that money basically as like a, as a show of loyalty to basically kind of get, some kind of like future, as basically not like a prepayment, but basically like on the hopes that in future he might be able to do things for him, he might be able to slide for him. Now what's crazy is that he's allegedly gonna testify that actually when they were filming a music video, at some point, okay, this is absolutely crazy, at some point, all right, Durk and a bunch of the other members apparently confronted JAM in a bathroom. They took him into the bathroom, which is super weird, and they apparently confronted him, and they basically said, you moving too hot, you're gonna get us jammed up, you gotta be more careful about committing murders, and you're gonna get the feds on us. Now, apparently that wasn't talking about the Pab murder. Apparently there's other murders, and it sounds like he's actually going to admit to the feds that he was doing all kinds of murders that haven't even been prosecuted by the sounds of it, not even related to this murder, and that he was basically a top hitter in OTF and for the Black Disciples, and that it was really that serious, and JAM was doing all that. So JAM's name came up a couple times. So another area where JAM was brought up, they basically talked about this federal freestyle, and they said that, it's funny because the prosecutors literally said, look, JAM wasn't known as a good rapper. He was known as a hitter, a killer for OTF and for the Black Disciples. He was known as a Black Disciple hitter, and that's why he was put on this federal, ironically named federal freestyle. And that was basically as like, as a favor for JAM. They were saying that was almost like to solidify his place in the ranks of OTF and the dirt that he was going to or had already committed for the crew. And they basically said that apparently JAM is going to testify that he was in the federal freestyle, and that he basically is going to say that, look, he felt like if he didn't do the murder, if he didn't participate in this hit, that he felt like he wouldn't be included in these there's all types of sirens going on right now. It's crazy. That basically that they feel like JAM said that he didn't feel like he would have been included in all the OTF, things that were going on, these opportunities, if he hadn't participated in that murder. And the last thing I'm going to say is that they said outright that apparently JAM was recruited for the Lil Pab murder by Booney Mo, and they basically said that Booney Mo had said to JAM specifically that Durk, but referring to him as Blood, he wants to fly you out for this murder. And apparently that's all going to be testified to. That's not looking great, to be honest with you guys.
Hey, Wack, so the JAM dude, he had his people reach out to you or something?
Yeah, they reached out to me. He trying to get an interview, but he locked up. He trying to figure out a way he could do it.
Wow.
You trying to get an interview, Durk or JAM?
Nah,
JAM. He said he wanted to speak his piece. He said he want 20,000 for his interview. So I was gonna pass it to Vlad, because Vlad would have flew to the. He was on the street.
Right.
I said, well, here go the thing, bro. He got to call me first, give me 60 seconds of conversation. Let me send that voice to my people up top so they can authenticate that's who that is. Then we can do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That wire is when it get dangerous, because that's when it's just ride. Hey, we finna drive down to Atlanta. You want to roll? And they in there talking.
That's what's scary.
Yeah, that, you know what I'm saying? Just talking. Yeah, we whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And pop something, drunk something, smoking something. Yep. And that's when that wire is going crazy.
And they not on
sitting around laughing, how we laughing, talking.
Yeah, I hope we catch whoop-de-whoop. It's a 50 piece for that one. Hope we run into that. And I done already ran through that. Yeah, talking all that kind of.
I got a question. Why are they only focused on the whole OTF conspiracy going on, or is it just take down the kingpin? You feel? Because I'm trying to figure out if this is.
Well, I think
he was sitting amongst a circle
I
of people
think that
talking.
I think that they feel like if they put Dirk up under that life, I think he'll help them. They think he'll help them solve some other.
Yep, that was my thoughts exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They come out and say,
Take
"Look,
that. He
give
gonna
us these
take that
five
plea.
them feds. They like them bodies. They like if you,
Mhm.
you give them
Yeah,
some bodies, they'll work with you.
Cause they got a lot of unsolved.
So you got to remember in the last 10, 15 years, Chirac.
and I'm
Okay, here
not.
it go. Right here it go. Here go the map. He can stay solid.
I
He
don't see him
32.
folding.
He 32. He gonna fight the case till he about 35,
Mhm.
and they might talk about him till he about 37. Then it's over with, right? He just be a dumb that did something,
Right.
right? Or and then he go do life, or
Mhm.
he can give him something, get a 20 piece, and come home when he 50.
True.
Well, they gonna be the forgot about him anyway.
Right.
Especially if they tell him they gonna let him keep his money. I don't know.
But if he do right for hire, right? They don't get no phone privileges, right? Isn't that
Yeah,
23 and
they
one?
gonna let him. They want him on the phone. What you mean? They want him to say something.
Um.
They want that on the
No, I'm
phone.
saying
Call.
once he's convicted, once he's convicted, and everything's said and done. Isn't that a 23 and one, like, you know what I'm saying, case right there?
No, no. You talking about once he go inside? Oh,
Yeah.
he just gonna go to a max security, and them still call home.
But I thought for hire, like, you could one phone call, you could make it happen. Like,
Nah, but they monitoring. They monitor your mail. You got to read your mail off a screen, and all kind of. Especially if they
okay,
seem to Colorado, they listening. They listening.
right.
So you don't want to fuck up what little privilege you do have. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay, yeah.
You don't see. You already know you in there for life. You know they listening. You jump on that. They gonna put you somewhere where you don't see nothing.
Right, right.
Yo, would the for hire say like the people who was the say yo we ain't get the money right? Can the hire for be for the people who set them up like for the people who dropped the low and got paid for it?
That's all. They all conspiracy. They gonna use all them to
They
tell.
co-defendants.
They all co-defendants. The
Yeah.
shooters. Now see that number 4. See, depending on what that call was and how that went,
Mhm.
and they got him because let's say you on the phone, Bullets, what up? Nothing. What's going on in New York? Oh, nothing. Whoop de whoop go doing the club tomorrow. No way doing that. Oh, they sues. Oh, all right. Bullet
Mm.
just telling me who coming to town, right? He don't. And the whole time we got a beef, so we get there, right? So it's kind of like, but these was given. They say play by play, drop by drop, where it was moving to. So this
Yeah.
is a Quando was cool with, or thought he was cool with. This
Mhm.
is a
I,
nigga
I got
Quando
one. I
thought he was
got one
cool with.
question too. Right?
Gotta be more careful.
Why did they go grab go to Brick Baby just for his phone? What was the whole purpose to that? Like why did
Okay,
Fed?
let's do the time thing. We all thought the boy got behind a brand deal. 4 months later, this goes on that thing and say, well, I guess they can't say, oh, slide for Vaughn no more. Flacco like, what
Mhm.
you talking about, right?
I just
He
said
like,
that
yeah, he like,
with his
who
bitch
talking about
ass.
cash? He like, no. He like, I don't know.
Facts.
He's like, Lil Pop. They
Lil
can't say
Pat.
that no
Yep.
more. So he's the first to say it. And I believe that's what pointed the feds in their direction. At
Yep.
that
That's
point,
a fact.
now,
And then he
now,
said he was trolling. Stupid
now, come
ass.
June 23rd, they serve a arrest warrant. They go in there, they find an AK. At the time, I exposed it because my little homeboy is in his broad. So the broad telling me like, yo, they up.
Mm.
I come back to clubhouse and expose it, but all we know is an AK. We don't know the real logistics. All I know, turn that down, please. He ain't been to court, right?
Right.
16 months. So when we pressing in on academics, he wake up the next morning like a dummy. He go on there and say, yeah, they served a warrant for my electronics and they took my phone and never gave it back, right?
Mm.
So then he tells 600 they had been on me since March. When you made the statement in February, on you in March. June, the feds and the LAPD serve a warrant for your electronics. And in
Right.
process of looking for your electronics, they stumble across the K, right?
Goofy
Unbelievable.
nigga.
Now you tell us, Big, you got a Rico coming, they finna snatch you. You tell us this in June. We
Damn.
sit back and wait. Come August, Fed snatch Big U and his wife. Big
Oh
U going
shit.
crazy because he wondering how I know. The neighbors called me and say, hey, you want to check on the kids? So what you mean? Yeah, the flak jackets FBI took him and his wife 6 this morning,
Oh
right? I go on the clubhouse, I'm trolling. I'm like, yo, NFL told me they snatched Big U. Big U didn't call the looking for help. Whole time I have no idea he really didn't call the homie from 40 Crick that used to play in the NFL. So he called him. You told Wack I pulled up on you. What's going on? He like, what you mean? He said, Wack, tell me I reached out to an NFL. He said, I ain't tell Wack nothing. So he go in hard on the nigga call me and say, Wack, this thinking I told you. He said, but I'm gonna keep it real. It really happened. He really got out and
oh
called me. I
shit.
don't know how you know, right? So I said, I knew, but you just didn't tell me, right? So we like, Brick, how did you know the feds is gonna snatch it? He tell us straight up, Big, you got a Rico coming. This, all this. So I'm watching this
Mm.
court date, no court date. When I start trolling him with the DW flame, when he start crying, talk about I got kill squad outside and all this, he says, and Whack 100, I don't know how you be knowing all this information, but yeah, I got a gun case. I go to court next month. I'm gonna show you all the paperwork. Okay, cool. It's been 8 months since then, right? And now you just told us the other day you got a DA reject. But only
Mm.
the problem is you've been to court in July, no more court dates. AKs is illegal in the state of California. They are not DA rejecting that. So now my thing is, you doing something? You still out here?
Right.
You an ex-con got caught with an AK-40, illegal. Not just a. This is illegal in the state of California,
Right.
And you a gang member.
Yup.
and you're a known gang member.
But he
That's a
working for
fact.
he work for the police, bro.
Y'all, bro, think about anybody been listening to me for over a year or something. I've been saying, where your court date?
He a
I've been
fucking
screaming,
informant.
where your court date, bro?
He got that
With
shit
these
card.
phones that the police could trace back all the way to that date when that kid got traced everywhere Brick Baby been at.
That's a fact.
Not only that, they can go in that cloud and pull down everybody you was communicating with, because they said number 4 was giving them the location on where the was at, like the
Mm.
hotel, and they say the 2 cars stalked it for hours.
All right, y'all, there it is, man. Well, y'all heard me ask. Now, we'll see if this comes together with him and Vlad. And will he turn into the new little Woody? Will he take that route? Or will he stay solid? We'll never know. Also, too, Durk has not been officially indicted. They got 25 days or so? We're going to find out what's on them wiretaps, because if there's incriminating evidence, likely an indictment will come. If not, you'll know that dude was not around him long enough to give anything up. So a lot's going to be coming out real soon, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy, The Answer. Till next time, we out.